Madden holiday is here and we will play all night. Calling sick and sound sincere, in tackles will delight. The fridge is packed with drink and meat, the taste of victory sure is sweet.
Well, I narrowly avoided having a losing record on the 13 games I covered last week. Yes, I know technically there are 14 games, but Army and Navy is being played this week, so we're not going to completely know what the record is until next Sunday, basically. I'll get more into the College Conference Championship weekend and College Football Playoff announcement a little bit later in the wrap-up section. For now, we're just going to talk about the NFL happenings. The Vikings managed to pull away from the Falcons in the second half. The Jaguars got by the Titans in the last few minutes. The Seahawks led pretty much the entire time against the Cardinals. And the Bills lost to the Rams in a shootout. Obviously, Matt Stafford and Puka Nacua put up some spectacular numbers. And, of course, Josh Allen accounted for 6 touchdowns on the Bills' end. But I think the ultimate differential turned out to be the special teams, as the Rams blocked a punt which got run back for a touchdown, and they also recovered the onside kick late that maybe could have allowed the Bills back into it. It looks like everything is pointing towards the final week showdown between the Rams and Seahawks as being the decider for the NFC West. Other than that, though, there's not really too much else to talk about. I mean, I guess I could get a little bit into the Chiefs barely scraping by against the Chargers, or the Simpsons-themed Monday Night Football game, but, yeah, there's not too much to say there. I mean, gameplay-wise, that game was fun, just kind of seeing the Simpsons stuff, but other than that, yeah, not really much not too much to write home about, except the bizarre way the Cowboys wound up losing it. So, yeah, that's about all I have to say there. Anyway, the games we're covering this week include the Miami Dolphins taking on the Houston Texans, the Washington Commanders versus the New Orleans Saints, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Green Bay Packers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Okay, let's get to this.
You're about to enter a new era in television. With this 18-inch RCA satellite dish, you get CD quality sound, 150 channels, and a digital picture so sharp, so real, it raises home theater to a new level. The RCA digital satellite system. Television will never be the same.
I recommend Isotoner Lady Slippers. Now this is an angle to get some good footage. So start the season out on the right foot.
Isotoner Slippers.
You are confused about them. It's true, they're offering you savings to Hong Kong. You don't know anyone in Hong Kong. They want you to sign up your family and friends. You'd rather let your family and friends call you.
Uncle Bob.
It's cheaper. They want you to sign up the person you call most.
Joey the Pizza King here.
You don't want that.
Yeah.
How about some features you do want? Services you can use. We offer things they don't. We're Ameritech. Call us at 1-800-AROUND-YOU.
Hello, Ameritech? I want a phone in my bathroom.
Okay.
Ameritech. Designed around you.
Starting things off, we have the Miami Dolphins and the Houston Texans, and given that the Dolphins are still technically in the playoff picture, they really need to start playing better. I can forgive losing to the Packers on Thanksgiving night. That was a tough game for them, but to come back and play the lowly Jets the way they did, having to scrape by and win it in overtime just doesn't really make a lot of sense. The Dolphins are having a lot of long drives that aren't really resulting in any points whatsoever, though their defense is starting to play pretty well. And speaking of teams that are in need of a victory, the Houston Texans basically need to win, as they are the beneficiary of just being in the worst division in all of football. I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of surprised they hadn't clinched the division already, given how bad the other teams are. Granted, it's not because the Texans are that good. Again, it's that the other teams are just that bad. Now, again, the Texans are not that bad themselves. It's just that injuries have really done them in, particularly in the wide receiving core. And their major offensive contributors right now are C.J. Stroud and Joe Mixon. Like I said, those two guys have been playing really well. It's not the team overall. It's just, again, The injury bug has bit them so hard, and they just can't seem to put together a consistent roster at this point. Overall, if Miami is going to have any chance in this game, they're going to have to start following through on their drives and score points. I know that sounds obvious, but again, you have to have a long drive and come down the field and not get any points out of it. It can just be soul-crushing sometimes. Hopefully the Dolphins have learned their lesson. That being said, in the end, I have more faith in the Texans right now. I'm thinking Houston is going to pull away late and clinch this one pretty quickly. So yeah, I'm picking the Texans here.
This Christmas, give a gift of quality from Hills. Video game cartridges from Coleco, Cosmic Avenger, Ladybug, Smurf, Venture, the popular Donkey Kong, and more. Hills has Coleco game cartridges to fit your Atari and television and ColecoVision systems for fun you can share. That's the magic of Christmas giving. And Hills' low price, that's the spirit of savings. When you really need a low price, Hills really has it every day.
Kate and I believe in solid things with real value. So we've invested a lot in this great old place. But I still saved enough to give Kate diamonds this Christmas. And I made the most of it at Zales. I got a great buy. And Zales' 90-day refund policy. And this. She'll love it.
This is for you.
And this is for you.
Zales, the diamond store, is all you need to know for Christmas.
You want to know why I'm working so hard? I'm changing your Genovese drugstore into your Genovese Christmas store with your choice of holiday specials, all at the low Genovese prices you love. Like these Clairol chlorine products, shampoo 6.8 ounce, $3.99, conditioner 4.2 ounce, $2.79. And check this Genovese Christmas circular for other great gift ideas, all at super savings. Genovese, a real drugstore, is now your Christmas store.
Our next matchup is the Washington Commanders taking on the New Orleans Saints. And the Saints actually have been playing better since firing Dennis Allen, winning 2 of their last 3 games. Though admittedly, one of those games was against the lowly Giants, who they just barely scraped by thanks to a blocked field goal. On the plus side, Alvin Kamara is playing well, and he's on track for the first 1,000-yard season of his career. Again, kind of surprising given how long he's been in the league, but yeah, it's just happening now. But add into the Saints' negativity right now is the fact that Derek Carr is hurt, and I don't know if he's going to be playing in the next game. They have signed on Ben DiNucci, everyone's favorite, to be backup right now, so maybe they don't have to rely on Spencer Rattler, but we're still not entirely sure, are we? Now, the Commanders are coming off a bye week. That being said, they have struggled in their last few games, losing 2 of their last 3. Yeah, I know, they won their last one, but that was blowing out the lowly Tennessee Titans, which isn't really saying much. That being said, the fact that Austin Eckler is on injured reserve has allowed Brian Robinson Jr. to help improve the running game for the Commanders. Not to mention, it seems that Jalen Daniels and Terry McLaurin have managed to pick up their relationship again, and he's throwing the ball to his wide receivers a bit more often. That being said, I do think the biggest question for the Commanders right now is their defense. I just think it's a little too unpredictable. In the end, though, if the Saints wind up having to rely on Spencer Rattler, what little chance they have in this game is pretty much gone. I'm thinking Washington's going to win this one rather handily here. So yeah, the Commanders will win this one.
This Christmas, give the gift of learning and dreaming with the learning tools from Texas Instruments. Data Man, with exciting math games and activities to open young minds to the wonder of numbers. And for high school students, the TI-30 helps them understand how math can build the beginning of a dream. The TI-30 and Data Man, in the tradition of the little professor, from Texas Instruments, innovators in personal electronics.
Deck the halls with M&Ms, M&Ms, and M&Ms. Entertain with M&Ms, M&Ms, and M&Ms. Give them as a holiday favor, M&Ms, M&Ms, M&Ms. Fill your shopping days with flavor, M&Ms, and M&Ms.
M&M candies, the milk chocolate melts in your mouth, not in your hands.
M&Ms and M&Ms.
holiday season, Bill Murray gets Scrooged.
You are going to be visited by 3 ghosts.
A ghost?
Tomorrow at noon.
Not tomorrow. It's bad for me, Lou. As a matter of fact, the whole rest of the week is a washout.
So don't miss the party. Scrooged.
Hey, back off, big man. I may work with the chicks, but not with me.
Rated PG-13. Starts Wednesday, November 23rd at theaters everywhere.
This is 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Here's 1st down. Throwing his car. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And this is incomplete. 4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
So the first chance of this overtime will go to Washington as we are back underway. And no return here to begin the overtime session. That'll be a touchback. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Oh, and it's intercepted. And the Saints are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
Now a first throw here in overtime. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 10 yards there, good for a Washington first down. They'll run this one right with Robinson. Fights off the defender, and he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 55 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. To throw is Brissett. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. So the game-winning touchdown came through the air in overtime. And now hold everything. This one perhaps not over yet. The officials will take a look at this just to be certain. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and they will take a 7-point lead. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Carr. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. A huge play there in overtime. 49 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Shotgun now for Carr. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. And the sack leads to roughly a loss of 6, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Now Carr. That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air.
And now hold everything. This one perhaps not over yet. The officials will take a look at this just to be certain. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw, as this play will stand as is. And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack and a...
Gather your family together for a Christmas classic as 3 spirits teach lessons of the heart to a miser named Scrooge.
Every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding.
George C. Scott stars.
And God bless us all, everyone.
In A Christmas Carol, Thursday.
Humbug.
Spend Christmas night at the Golden Palace.
I need a room that's very quiet.
And sleep in heavenly peace.
We're all gonna die.
A jolly Golden Palace. Then have Christmas dinner with the Marines.
My Aunt Trudy's homemade beef jerky.
A very merry Major Dad.
And here I thought someone was collecting freeze-dried bats.
Golden Palace and Major Dad on CBS.
Friday, ho, ho, ho.
Our next matchup is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Buccaneers are currently in the driver's seat for the NFL South title. For now. On the plus side for Tampa Bay, Rashawn White and Bucky Irving have been running the ball really well, and the wide receiver core has stepped up a little bit as they've been banged up in recent weeks, though Mike Evans is seemingly desperately trying to not re-injure himself. This is coupled with pretty decent play from Baker Mayfield as well. If there is a major question, is that their defense I don't think is very reliable at times. They tend to give up really stupid plays. And again, you look at games against the Raiders where, again, the Buccaneers probably should have won that game a little bit more than they did. Yeah, they caused a lot of turnovers, but the Raiders still kind of marched the ball up and down the field. The defense on the Raiders made some decent plays. So again, yeah, probably should have played a little bit better there. Now, the Chargers really have been playing pretty steadily well this season, particularly the defense. Even though the Chargers are also coming off a loss to Kansas City that they probably should have won if not for a field goal doinking in off the upright. The main problem with the Chargers right now is that their offense is really flawed. It seems like the wide receivers have picked up the dropsies again, and their running game is rather stagnant at this point. It's hard to say who really needs this win more, as obviously Tampa Bay is in a divisional fight right now, and a loss and a Falcons win would result in the Falcons regaining the lead of the division. That being said, the Chargers are also in a bit of a playoff fight right now. Yeah, they're not going to win the division, but they could still get at least a wild card berth, which they could still really use right now. In the end, I think I'm going to have to go with the Chargers. I have a little bit more faith in them right now. Their defense is playing better. I think they can contain Tampa Bay. So yeah, I'm going to pick the Chargers in a close one here.
When we asked two-time Indy winner Emerson Fittipaldi to be involved in the development of the Chrysler Cirrus, it wasn't to have him help sell the car. It was to have him help refine it. He pushed it to the limits around the track. He made suggestions. The engineers listened. The engineers made suggestions, and he listened. The result of this collaboration is a specially modified double wishbone suspension system unlike any other on the road today. The Chrysler Cirrus. It's not just a step above. It's the new plateau.
It's time for Lobster Fest, our annual classic event, but only now at Red Lobster. The sea's ultimate classic, Maine lobster, rock lobster, grilled lobster, and more, all freshly prepared in specially priced combinations only during Lobster Fest, now at Red Lobster. And for the holidays, try Party Platters to go, ready in 1 hour.
What, Mom? The Chex Party Mix is for the guests? Good grief.
Don't worry. Now it's so easy. We can make more in 10 minutes.
I can't even make toast.
Just mix up the Chex and the seasoning, shake it in a bag, and pop it in the microwave.
They're not coming? We can't eat the Chex Party Mix? All right. Chex Party Mix. It's so easy and so good.
Our final matchup is the Green Bay Packers taking on the Seattle Seahawks, and even though they currently lead the NFC West, the Seahawks are really hitting a tough part of the schedule as they are playing both the Packers and Vikings over the next 2 weeks. Now, granted, both those games are at home. However, if you remember what I said last week, the Seahawks haven't been playing too well at home this season. They've actually been playing much better on the road. Now, Seattle's run game is steadily improving as Jack Charbonnet is filling in for an injured Kenneth Walker III. That being said, I think their biggest question mark right now is their defense, which can occasionally give up some very stupid touchdowns at unnecessary times. Moving on to the Packers, they themselves are coming off a very tough loss in Detroit on Thursday, though their offense is still playing pretty well. Not to mention the defense is also making a lot of turnovers, but there's a lack of a pass rush there, which can lead to problems at times. Also, it seems the Green Bay wide receivers have been getting the dropsies recently again, and that's led Tyler Kraft to have to step up at tight end to make some plays. Though the fact that they've been running the ball well with Josh Jacobs is also a bit of an asset there. Overall, the Packers are playing better football, and that being coupled with Seattle's struggles at home this season should equal a pretty big win for Green Bay. I think it's going to be close, but overall, yeah, I think the Packers are going to pull this one out. All right, after the break, we'll wrap things up and talk a little bit of college football.
Course to you. Course to you. Course to you this holiday. The best of the Rockies is yours. Course to you this holiday.
The clean, fresh taste of the Rockies, 12 at a time, from Coors, all the way to you.
The best of the Rockies is yours.
Wrap up all your holiday shopping with gifts from Ivy's, like this Pierre Cardin Initial reversible belt in leather, just $20. Or sparkling 14-karat gold chains in a variety of styles, now at a savings of 30%. A handsome tone-on-tone shirt from Arrow in cotton polyester, just $20. Easy care mix and match coordinates from Catalina, versatile fashions to go everywhere. Share the Christmas spirit with a gift from Ivy's.
'Twas the holiday season, and Mom was busy as could be baking chocolate chip cookies from a new recipe. Pillsbury's Best Flour gave the Toll House cookie recipe a holiday flavor. From one basic dough, you can make 8 different kinds of delicious Toll House cookies with cinnamon, candy, nuts, and fruit.
If you like Toll House cookies, you'll love this new holiday recipe, only in specially marked sacks of Pillsbury, the idea flour.
Stand by. Billy Crystal, Whoopi Goldberg, Robin Williams, Michael Jackson, and all these people are about to party.
CBS.
HBO's 20th anniversary on CBS Wednesday.
Frank Drebin is hot on the trail of a plot to kill the Queen.
Bingo.
And this is one case he's on top of. Saturday, The Naked Gun.
This is CBS. It's the merriest special of them all. The classic "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," followed by Opus and Bill's awesome holiday adventure. A Wish for Wings That Work, Thursday.
In a country where it's said a woman can't survive on her own, where ruthless men take what they want, and where heroes are a rare breed, one woman struggles for respect as a doctor while seeking the courage to raise the family she inherits. Friday, January 1st on CBS, a world premiere movie for the whole family. A sweeping saga of a beautiful adventurer in an untamed land. Jane Seymour is Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman.
Okay, so to wrap things up, I like Houston over Miami, Washington over New Orleans, the LA Chargers over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Green Bay Packers over the Seattle Seahawks. All right, so next week is the non-college football playoff bowl preview, and we actually have matchups set for these right now. So we'll be covering the LA Bowl presented by Gronk featuring UNLV versus Cal, the Cure Bowl between Ohio and Jacksonville State, the Hawaii Bowl between San Jose State and South Florida, the Pop-Tarts Bowl between Iowa State and Miami of Florida, the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl presented by Gin and Juice Energy Drink between Miami of Ohio and Colorado State, the First Responder Bowl featuring North Texas versus Texas State, the Duke's Mayo Bowl covering Minnesota versus Virginia Tech, and last but not least, the Bahamas Bowl between Buffalo and Liberty. Okay, so the next video after that is going to be the random trade review on Harley Quinn Hot in the City. And again, at some point in the next couple weeks, I'll try to get the Agatha All Along video up. I'm sorry. It's just, I've lost track a lot of time. It got away from me. I haven't been able to sleep very well. I've been oversleeping, and so I don't have a lot of time to get stuff done, and so certain things have to take precedent. I'm trying to get it done in as timely manner as possible. I'm going to try to pick things up again in the next year. I promise, okay? So, obviously we've had the college football playoff announcement, and it's not really too much of a shock there. It's just, I guess the one thing is, obviously, SMU lost the ACC championship game, which meant that they wound up getting in over Alabama as an at-large team. But overall, I think they probably got it right. I don't think you can necessarily justify a 2-loss SMU team not getting in over a 3-loss Alabama team, just because you look at who Alabama lost. Like, SMU lost to BYU, a team that at one point was going to be in the college football playoff this season. Up until the last few weeks of the season, they were very much in the thick of that. So you can at least justify that loss a little bit over, say, Alabama losing to Vanderbilt. Likewise, I'm all right with Arizona State getting the bye from the first round. Again, I just can't justify a 3-loss Clemson team getting into that position, which would have been the most likely candidate since, only for this year, apparently only conference championship winners get the bye. I think next year they're changing it, or at least when they expand to 14. If they expand to 14, I don't know what's happening anymore. I thought the 14-team expansion was a certainty, but I haven't seen it mentioned in a long time. So, again, I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so obviously the next week's set of games we'll be covering will include the first 4 college football playoff games between Clemson and Texas, Tennessee and Ohio State, Indiana and Notre Dame, and SMU and Penn State. Then on the NFL side, we'll be covering Detroit versus Chicago, San Francisco versus Miami, Jacksonville versus Las Vegas, and Minnesota versus Seattle. Then we have what are basically the Christmas weekend games, where we'll be covering the college football playoff quarterfinals. And then on the NFL side, we'll have Kansas City versus Pittsburgh, Baltimore versus Houston. Those are the 2 Christmas games. And then we'll have the New York Jets versus the Buffalo Bills, and the Detroit Lions taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And again, hopefully at some point around there, we'll have the Agatha All Along review. Again, I just need time to get it done. Okay, that's all. Hopefully things will clear up more. See you all next time. Hey guys, remember that you can support my work at patreon.com/sleepytimeforcat productions. Also, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, and ring that notification bell so that way you can be alerted to further videos.